back to the Three Putt Golf Show. It is me, your host, Victor Herrera, and we are back to get things underway for the recap of this amazing Masters week. I hope y'all enjoyed it as much as I did. Plenty of golf to see, amazing shots happen, a couple of hole-in-ones, one by Tommy Fleetwood, and as you know, a couple of not so good shots, which were all across the field. Everybody had them. Everybody had those embarrassing moments. And I'm not sure as embarrassing as Billy Horschel falling off the green, slipping off the green because he had his shoes off, attempting to hit one out of some water. But all in all, it was a great week. Got to see some fantastic golf. I will say the three that I picked as my favorites to win didn't win, but all three were in the top 10. Cameron Smith tied for top 10 after having somewhat of some shaky rounds. He had a solid second round, a decent third round, got today underway in a good way, but it just seemed that the last couple of holes always seemed to bite him in the butt. And the approach shots were huge. And I'll get into that here in a bit. Xander Schauffele was up there with Jordan Spieth. They tied at 7 under, and it was very huge for Xander Schauffele because he was sitting at 10 under. Hideki was at 12, and Xander just kind of wet the bed and had a triple bogey on 16 that definitely put him out of contention, while also having Hideki get a bogey on that hole. But we're going to go ahead and get things off saying congratulations to Hideki Matsuyama. This dude earned this title. He led the charge, had an almost perfect back nine on the Saturday evening. And he has really led the role during this tournament. He didn't look back. He did have some hiccups, but he always overcame them. With this win, he has collected his first major and only the second Asian to win a major in the PGA. But he will be the first and always will be known for being the first Japanese born player to win the Masters. He has gotten his green coat. He has stamped his legacy in this game of golf already at only 29 years old. We knew he could do it. He's been around for about 10 or so years. He's been playing good golf. He's won a couple of times, but now he is a major champion. And he did it in great fashion. One thing about this Matsuyama during this tournament is he was so calm and collected throughout the whole tournament. It was almost art at its work because at its very finest, seeing the way he would shape the shot, seeing the way he would read the putts, he definitely was giving himself the advantage every time. You knew when he hit an iron or he hit a wedge, he was going to get it as close as possible to where as he wanted. Yes, he did have a couple of missed hits. Yes, he did miss the par putt on 18 to drop another 1 to 10 and only win by one, but he won, and that's the most important thing. A couple of notables is Will. I don't want to butcher his name. Zalatoris, Mr. Gilmore's caddy. If you don't know him, look him up. He looks just like the caddy that Happy Gilmore had in Happy Gilmore. And he's kind of made it his own. There's a picture of him holding his wedge, and it says, Mr. Gilmore, I am your caddy. He's kind of made it his own, but he was by far the shock of the tournament, along with Matsuyama. Nobody expected Matsuyama to come out here and win. Nobody expected him to play as good as he did. He has competed and has done well at that type of level before, but nobody expected it this weekend. He powered through. He's the Masters champion. And we'll go ahead and talk some more notables. Like I've said, Will Zalatoris is a notable and definitely had things in his way. He finished every round under par, which is huge. I mean, that's what you want. He made it competitive. He's in second alone. He's made a name for himself this tournament. You have Schauffele and Spieth tied at third, and they're both two of the other ones that I picked as possible favorites. And Schauffele, if he would have just parred on out, and Hideki still did what he did, easily could have tied it and been in a playoff. John Rahm tied for fifth. Justin Rose was a little bit of a disappointment. First day jumped out to 7 under, led the league, led the round, led the field, I should say, by like four shots, and then that's about as far low as he would get. He couldn't hold on. He couldn't keep doing it. And then the other one I'd put a mention to was Cameron Smith, who finished 2 under today and was 3 under for the tournament. And he's tied for 10th, along with Tony Finau. Tony Finau plays great golf but can't win, and it's starting to show. And everybody's kind of wondering if he's ever going to win, but he's still getting it done. He's still doing his best. Victor Hovland, who's one of my sleepers, tied for 21st, which, given the fact that very first hole of the tournament, he started out with 3 over par. I consider that a win. He made the cut. He got to play the full weekend, and he got to make some good money. Bubba Watson, two-time winner, finished top for 26. And this is what a lot of people were surprised with. DeChambeau was 3 over today, finished 5 over for the tournament. And there comes a time where DeChambeau is going to have to learn more what's his true style of golfing. He can hit it a mile long, but what's his true style of golfing? I don't saying that he's not a good golfer, because I mean he's won tournaments before he's tacked on the weight to hit it this far, but he does seem to be hit and miss. And I think I would appreciate him just getting back to where he was and just kind of seeing how things go. Some of the notables that didn't make the cut and were quite disappointing is Matt Kuchar, Sergio Garcia, and last year's winner, Dustin Johnson. These were some of the ones that did not make the cut and did have to go home empty handed and not even have a chance at this weekend. Phil Mickelson, one of my dark horses, made the cut, but was right around even for the tournament. Didn't make too much, finished, I believe, in the top 30. A big thing that you saw this weekend was fast greens and hard greens. But a big thing that led to this weekend was approach shots. If you didn't get that approach shot exactly where you want, if you didn't set yourself up how you needed to be set up, you could see how detrimental that was to somebody's round. And we saw this a lot in Cameron Smith, and I'll use Cameron Smith in this example because he was one of the people I had made as my favorites. Now, everybody suffered this. Everybody did it. You saw Matsuyama, the Masters champion now, on the 18th hole, going to the bunker on his approach shot. But everybody did it. But Cameron Smith had a lot of momentum. At one point, he did a round at 5 to 6 under par, but he would always get a couple of bogeys at the end. And it was these approach shots. You don't set yourself up good, you're not going to find success. And that was the key to this weekend, finding the fairways, but the approach shots made it necessary. With how fast these greens were, with how much they broke, the approach shots, you needed to be close. Yes, we saw Jordan Spieth do what he does day in and day out, hold some big birdies, chip it in a few times, same with Justin Thomas, but it just wasn't enough. And that's what kind of led to where we are and why Matsuyama's the winner and why Will Zalatoris, who's nobody has ever really heard of, is second in this tournament. It's because of his ability to be under round all 4 rounds, make approach shots count, and get as close to the flag as possible. Give yourself 2 putts for par, not just one, or you're already putting for bogey. You're not hitting the water. Saw plenty of 2s and plenty of 3s this weekend. Approach shots were the key. Approach shots is what was necessary for Hideki to get the win. And all in all, he is your Masters champion for 2021. So congratulations to Hideki Matsuyama for being first Japanese-born player to win the Masters, second Asian player to win a PGA major event. He has gone down in the history books. He is going to do great things in this game. He is the Japanese version of Tiger Woods, I would say, at the least. Keep an eye on him moving forward. That's it for the Masters. We'll have to wait 360 1 days again until we could do it again. But we got more golf coming up next week. Stay tuned as we will have a preview for this coming week's tournament and see who's all in the field and see who has the biggest chance of winning. Until then, everybody hit them straight and don't 3-putt and enjoy. And remember to come back to the 3-Putt Golf Show hosted by yours only, Victor Herrera, for all your golf knowledge needs.